Hello, everyone. This is Amar Wolf of FurryTimes.net and to report on Midwest FurFest. I know it's been a couple of weeks since the convention, but it's really taken me this long to kind of absorb it all. There was just so much going on there. It's like, and then there was all this stuff before the convention even began. Rumors of this could be a super spreader event, or how are they going to handle the COVID situation, where they're going to make mask mandatory and all that stuff. I mean, all that stuff disappeared on that Thursday when the registration opened up for the first time, and we saw the the booth where you get your vaccination wristband. And I know a lot complained, but you gotta look at the results, which I'll get into in a minute. Well, after you went in there and you got the wristband, then you go to the entrance to the registration hall. You show the volunteer your wristband, and then you go. Then they put you in the proper line, either for regular or sponsors. And once the line opened up, you're processed. At one point, they were doing 900 an hour. All total, the admission for the total number of attendees was around 8,900. I think that's mainly due to the current COVID situation. Me, I got through a really quick time, and I did get my badge. Oh, but she also got this, which I thought is a rather neat souvenir. It just had timetables on the back about when certain things open up. Mine got a little damaged over time, but that's what it is. You need to go in and out all the time. And just, different areas or timetables and stuff, registration, photo shoot, all that other stuff. But I think the other big thing that kind of came a big thing, but also not big thing, are these Mff Communication Badges. I want to show you these. I was wearing the green one, but there were a few with yellow and red, which means is, do I know you and don't talk to me? I think this helped a lot of people. A lot of people that would complain on social media that they were bothered a lot, but I had not personally heard of any cases of people being bothered at the convention. Not a one. But to me, and what's usually the most important thing for me, is when I get in there, get my badge, which this case was a Friday. I went over and getting over to the opening ceremony, which is what I did. And I made it. Went to the opening ceremony, saw everything. You can find the opening ceremony on YouTube currently. Also, it's like, okay, the opening ceremony, what to do next? Me, it was a panel on writing. I mean, that's another thing I want to point out about the panels they had down there at Midwest FurFest this year. There was a lot. To me, I think it was a record number of the ones I went to. I mean, I think all told I went to at least 14. For a weekend, that's a lot for me, because there's been times I've gone down there, and that's not reflect any bad choices. It's just my own personal opinion. There's only a couple times, just maybe like 5 or 6, but it really was a lot this year, and I think 14 is not even is a good guess. It could actually be more than that, and you could find anything from writing, which I did, miming for fursuiters. You name it. I mean, that's not even a joke. You could go through the entire list of panels and you go like, ooh, I like to see that, or ooh, I like to see this. Of course, I know there's some just walk around and just do like a lot of us do. hit the dealer's area. Yeah, this is a small sample of the stuff I got. Rest of it is off camera, and I still got a lot to go through on here. Look at the books and everything else I bought, and I still can't believe I spent that much money. But I enjoyed it. Dealers there was great. About a little over 300 dealers, which there usually are, although they were spread out a little further apart than they are normally. But it was a good choice. Good a lot of dealers. I mean, was able to get stuff like Foxes in Love, or even let me grab something at random over here, like Rewritten, something a little different, put up by Gold Publication. I haven't read it yet, but I'm from what I've heard, it's quite good. But I know, dealers area. It's like what else is out there? And there were some hidden gems on what was it, Sunday? Oh yeah, Sunday. Ran the Cassidy 7. Got an album. Bought and paid for. See? And of course, another surprise as far as I'm concerned, Odin Wolf. Yes, I bought an Olden Wood plush, but I also got stickers too, which are also in the next room. But I think the biggest delight of them all was when meeting Corey Bing, the artist. I didn't know MFF was going to do it this year, but I really am glad they did it. They made the artwork from the con book available, and kind of got to go this way. It was. I'm glad I got that. I mean, this is literally hanging up on my wall right now. Other than taking it down for this video, it was fantastic. Artist Ellie was just as good. Although I will wholly admit, there were less artists for this convention than there have been in previous years. One number I heard was down 60 from previous years. Given the number of empty tables, I would say that's a good estimate. Could you get artwork done in badges? Yeah, people were getting those done. Those artists, there were I saw very few artists that were idle. They were all, doing their work and trying to get things done. It was neat. And of course, the art show was fantastic. Oh, the event. Oh, yeah, that leaves the events down there in Midwest FurFest, which there were plenty. And it's really hard to pick just one, because I mean, it's like also like the dealers are, also like the panels. Where do your interests lie? Is it dancing or music? Because Cassie Civet did have a concert down there, and then there's also the furry variety show, which had 5 times its normal numbers down there. Yep. Generally gets about 3 to 50. I would say this year was closer to, maybe 250, 300 in attendance. Of course, I have to admit, there was actually nothing on opposite it. It was like the main event for Friday. And I went, I enjoyed myself. I couldn't tell you who won because, well, I had to leave early. But I did see Cassidy Sippet perform, and they were great. And so was all the other performers on it. I also love how Midwest FurFest handled this year, and it made it really smooth. There were more acts than there has been in literally years. I know people have talked about it. I think there's like maybe there was 15 plus acts down there, which is remarkable. 2019, I think they only had about 10. It was a lot. The show itself ran about 90 minutes. And considering each act was given them like somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes, that's a lot of performers. It was a lot. And they were great. And I hope a lot of them return. There were some great singers and some great comedy acts, and it was fantastic. The other main thing is, people like to dance, and what else? Events. Oh yeah, the more main events like what I consider main events like uh, charity. The comedy acts like Whose Line Is It Anywhere. I went to the charity event with a friend, and it was fun. Alkali and everybody else who was with them, Boozy Badger and whatever. They were. I like maybe not Boozy Badger was there, but they had him remotely. They had him by his phone on there at the charity Who's Line. That was funny. Also, crowd was up on that too, which was fantastic, and more money donated than there has been in a long time. Um, then you got another one. Note is um, the Fursuit Games, which I know is kind of like what we're talking about the Fursuit Games. It is something that actually surprised a lot of people, including the staff at MFF. It had doubled the number over 2019. There was 80 fursuiters down there for this event. If you can find some videos on YouTube, you can actually see what I mean. It was crowded. This one room where they've held it probably for the last 3 or 4 conventions, they generally get about 40 fursuiters. 80 is something, and it was. I mean, I don't like to admit this, but they divide the crowd down by colors or symbols. In this case, because it was sci-fi scene, they had Jedi and Doctor Who and a few others. But I had to move because I couldn't see anything. That's not even a joke. I couldn't see anything. Too many fursuiters. Too much fluff, if that's possible. Speaking of fluff, and I gotta make a special note to all you fursuiters out there. You made it. It's very special to me. 2020 was a very stressful year for me, and I went through a lot. Losing my dog to cancer was I think it was a lot harder on me than even I cared to admit. But going down there, hugging the fursuiters, and meeting some extremely nice fursuiters. I have the special shout out has to go to Leela Spaniel, who is a persona is a Cocker Spaniel. She is one of the most sweetest people you ever run across in your entire life, and she has the damn cutest fursuit imaginable. I mean, look her up on Twitter. Her handle there is Spaniel, and you go, oh my God, this is a whole new level of cute. But I think the one thing I got to make a note here is is a little promotion they did, and they kind of carried it over from the end of from the convention, 2019 convention, and carried over bits with a video they released on YouTube on 2020. I believe the staff member's name is Tillman. I don't know their first name, but they did this bit where they were supposed to be lost in space because of the retro sci-fi theme. Yeah, the guy kept saying 2 years. I think I agree with him. It was a nice idea, a great promotion, but it's like we're playing an adventure of Lost in Space. Yeah, it's not something they don't think they ever want to do again. I think that's why I think they chose movie magic for 2022 convention, because I'd be time for everybody to shine. Really will be. I know some Jedi fursuiters out there. Come on, bring out the inner, movie geek. There's a lot of, and I know there's a lot of them out there. Overall, the convention was fantastic. I had probably one of the best times I've had in a very long time. I really, other than getting a T-shirt, which I actually have been wearing, and okay, tell you another thing. I was a sponsor. What do sponsors get? Well, we do get a sponsor brunch. And let me tell you something I've learned from the sponsored brunch that I don't think a lot of people thought about. It opens at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. there was a very long line that moved rather fast. They had divided it out. They had, a lot of the foods, and you could have gone for. If I didn't have to, there's one panel I didn't particularly want to see on Saturday. I think I would have went later. The food was fantastic. The staff was friendly. That's another thing I got to make a note. The staff at the convention center and at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare were so damn nice, and they loved seeing the furries. They love fursuiters. I mean, one even told me that they wish they could have gone out behind the counter and gave a couple fursuiters some good hugs. Next time, if you happen to be at Midwest Fur Fest at some in the future and you happen to be a fursuiter, put on an act for the people who work there. I think they will absolutely appreciate it. As long as they're not busy. I want to make that very clear. As long as they're not busy, I think they will absolutely enjoy it. They really enjoy the convention. They love to be working again, which was fantastic. Everything went off without a hitch. Even something that I wanted to do. Well, we all know. Well, anyway, you probably noticed here. There's a gopher thing on there. What's an MFF gopher? That's a volunteer. The people in the blue vests with the white cards, saying staff or volunteer or whatever. Well, I mean, ever wondered how that really worked? Well, once you've probably seen it if you're registered online, you had the option to do it that way. Then they email you a form, and they ask you want to be a volunteer. They ask for some personal information. You email that back. Then once that approved, then you get access to their Gopher Telegram page. I can't say what the actual official name is because I do not want. Well, it's one of those things you have to keep private. And I do get some good information off of that. I'm seeing what's up, seeing what their complaints were, what they hope for. Nothing major, it's just more like little things. But I think the staff really knows about this. But they really enjoy coming back. People come back year after year. If you like pins, I don't have one to show. But if I did, I would. If you're a volunteer down there, volunteer more than 5 hours, you get a gopher pin. I know a lot of us saw that online. What's a gopher pin? Well, a little cute little gopher pin that said, MFF gopher, and it's those cute pins. They also, if you do 10 hours or more, you get a super gopher pin. Now that I wish I had. Imagine a Superman gopher. That's unique. It's very unique, and only volunteers who do 10 or more hours get those things. If you do 12 hours or more, you get a free regular admission to the next year's convention. Well, here's something I learned because I asked. What they do is they give you, when you do 12 hours, they give you a coupon code, which you can use on the website. Well, that gives you the cash equivalent. So if you wanted to go for a sponsor, you could use that coupon code to give yourself a discount on a sponsor's admission. I bet you hadn't heard that one anywhere else. I didn't know myself until I asked. I like asking questions. Oh yeah, another thing I just noticed about Odin Wolf. I think that says it all. But anyway. It was a great time. I will be back next year. I hope to go. This is where it gets a little weird sometimes, and I'm not really certain exactly how to put this. I want to hit to more FurCons. A lot of people say, why don't you just go out and do, but then you got the pandemic and you got the Omicron variant, whatever. Well, that's the problem right now. The only thing I have actually certain on my plate is going to Anthrocon in 2023. I really do want to go there. There's a very special reason, which I'll explain when it happens, that I will be going in there in 2023. But as far as any other conventions between now and then, I really don't know. I wish I could say that I'm going to be going to, maybe Gateway Fur Meet or Indy FurCon or whatever. But then, hear about they're getting tighter. They're going to tightening up the regulations. Even Florida has to admit they've screwed up about the pandemic. They're now the worst super spreader state in the country. So, we just have to see what happens. Well, anyway, it's the end of my report, and I hope to do one soon. But we'll see what comes up. You all have a good day then. Bye.